You see that? Toronto FC finally made the front page of the Toronto Star. No goals, no wins, no hope is what they say when I pick up my Sunday paper off the stoop today. Usually I'm railing against the Toronto Star, whether it be Cathal Kelly and some of the inaccuracies that he's put out there, or whether it's due to the fact that the paper doesn't really do a good enough job covering the team the way, for example, that the Toronto Sun, or even for that matter the National Post, does. But today we made the front page, and it's I think a bit of a sad commentary that the team and the situation that the team finds itself in has actually come to this, when the Star feels that it's worthy for the mainstream sports or news consumer to actually take a look at. But it's kind of hard to argue against it, isn't it? Right on the front page, 0-8. That's TFC's start to mark the season. We're only 2 games away from an MLS record for consecutive losses that's held by RSL. TFC has only scored 6 goals in 8 games, and they've been shut out at home 4 times. And that gets me to the thing I think that really kind of annoyed me yesterday is, yeah, I knew they were going to be in tough against a good DC United team, a team that's been scoring goals. Ironically, D-Row and Maicon Santos, 2 former TFC captains, playing really well for DC United right now. Little irony there. But obviously, TFC's game plan, if you look at what happened at home, was right at the point of being unconscionable, in my opinion. I'm looking at the game, and the first few minutes in, lo and behold, what do I see? But I see Torsten Frings playing sweeper again, right in the middle of the back line. The Reds were playing 5 at the back. Now, I know that this team is defensively frail. I know that they've had struggles at the back. I know that, once again, TFC went with a different starting 11 on the back line than they have. I think they've had a different starting 11 at the back for just about every MLS game this season. And look where we are, right? I think that's a contributing factor. But lo and behold, I see Frings back there sweeping again, and I'm going, if we're away from home, maybe I get that. In fact, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt if you're away from home and you're a struggling team and you're trying to get a result of any kind to break this horrible run that the team is on right now. I get sort of trying to keep it tight at the back, playing on the counter, trying to take advantage of whatever small chances you get to score, and doing everything humanly possible to keep the opponents off the pitch. I get that. But there were 18,000 fans in that stand yesterday that paid good money to see a team actually try and fight for a win, and I think, according to the stats that I've looked at anyway, TFC may have had 3 chances on goal yesterday. And what happens? They end up losing 2-0, and the frustration starts. Whether it be Ryan Johnson yelling at the touchline, whether it be Frings. Again, whether it was frustration with what was happening on the field, or whether it was due to the fact that he had an injury and wasn't being subbed off, he threw his captain's armband to the field in either anger or disgust or frustration. And some enigmatic comments about the plan and the game plan from the likes of Ryan Johnson and Julian de Guzman in particular, and more on de Guzman and more on the fans later as well. I think was kind of interesting as well. Reading between the lines, there seems to be a lot of dissent right now in that dressing room vis-a-vis how Coach Vinter tries to get this team to play. Julian de Guzman was excellent yesterday. There, I said it. Some of you might think I'm a hater. I'm not a hater. I'm just disappointed that we've got a $2 million man who I think it's fair to say in his time in Toronto has been an underachiever. He's underwhelmed. He hasn't played as well as his ability would allow him to play. He hasn't been the impact player that we all wanted him to be. And it's fair to say that using a DP spot on him has been a bit of a mistake. I think that's fair to say at this point, without being unfair to the guy. Yesterday, his man marking on Dwayne De Rosario was excellent. Really, really good job. But isn't it so damn frustrating that he can't play like that all the time, that he can't take the other opponent's best attacking player and most creative player and take him out of the game the way that he did. Dero really wasn't a factor on the field yesterday at all, and that was due to the good work of Julian de Guzman, and that's frustrating as well because he's not doing it on a game-in, game-out basis the way that his ability and his skill set and his experience, and yes, his pay packet should dictate. Now the crowd, 18,300 I think was the announced crowd. I think that was a load of crap, frankly. I don't think there was 18,000 fans in the stand, and lo and behold, a lot of them didn't stay, or they showed up late and they left early, whatever the case may be. I can tell you right now that my perch in the third, fourth row of the south end of BMO Field, I'm usually crunched in like this. I had all kinds of elbow room yesterday, all kinds of elbow room. So there were a lot of people that either had tickets and couldn't get rid of them, or people just that probably even more worryingly weren't even using the tickets yesterday. And again, I think that speaks to what's happening on the field. And it gets me back to my first point of why I'm so frustrated with that approach that the coach took yesterday, considering that paying customers need to be entertained. There needs to be, it is a sport, it's a game. There has to be a level of entertainment out there as well. And the expectation, I think, that you're paying customers who probably aren't going to be paying customers forever if this keeps up. The expectation that they have is that your team is going out there and trying their damnedest to win a game, especially at home. And I frankly did not see that at all yesterday, and that's the disappointing part. I was also a little angry with a number of fans in the my section of the stadium that were starting to chant "Let's go Blue Jays" at the end of the game. Well, guess what? If you want to cheer the Jays, go to a Jays game. If you're a Toronto FC supporter, you can boo. I think you're well within your right to boo at the end of the game. It's not my thing. I wouldn't do it, and I haven't done it, and I'm not going to do it, but you're well within your rights to do that. But if you think you're being smart and ironic or saying, "Let's go Blue Jays," you're just proving yourself to be an idiot. And that's all I'm going to say about that. And now what's coming up on Wednesday is fast becoming a watershed moment for this team in a season that's had a number of them so far. Don't know if you know this, but Montreal went into Kansas City last night to Livestrong Park, a park I think where Kansas City had maybe only lost once, maybe twice, since they opened that stadium last year. Team that had 7 wins on the hop, inarguably the best team in the Eastern Conference in Major League Soccer. The Montreal Impact goes to their stadium and beats them last night 2-0. That's who Toronto FC is going to be playing in the Voyageurs Cup semifinal second leg on Wednesday. And if the Reds don't get a result and win that game, whether it be full-time, whether it be penalties, whether it be a 1-0 win, by hook or by crook, if they don't get a positive result and get to the semifinal against Edmonton or most likely Vancouver, I really think that the time might be up for Aaron Vinter as head coach of this team. I'm not saying that's what they should do, but I think that's what's going to happen. I really believe that if he doesn't win the game on Wednesday, he's toast. And I can't believe that I'm having this conversation with you folks in May, that we're looking at another coaching change possibly happening in the coming days or weeks. In May, of all things. So frustrating. Anyway, I'm going to try to keep positive. It's a sunny day. The birds are chirping. And the wind's blowing and life could be a lot worse. It is a game after all. I'm going to get out there and try to have some fun today. Go back and hopefully see Swansea finish off Man United, unlikely as that's going to be, who knows. And start thinking about how TFC is going to try from an offensive perspective to beat the Montreal Impact on Wednesday and keep their hopes for something this season for fans to cheer about alive. Thanks again for watching, and you guys have a great week. And I'll have another video blog up on Wednesday after the Montreal game, win or lose. Cheers.